Hi, this is Sudhir. This is C#.NET Foreach loop tutorial. Foreach loop is a special loop used for collections and arrays. It is repeated based on the number of elements in a collection. It automatically takes one by one element from a collection and it is repeated till the last element is printed. That means if you have an array of 5 elements, you can use Foreach loop. It is repeated continuously for the 5 times so that it will take one by one element from the array and it's going to print it on the output screen. And there is no need for you to write a condition and logic inside a for loop. Here automatically for each loop will automatically repeat it based on the elements present inside an array. Here is the syntax for each loop. For each of data type space variable space in is the keyword here, followed by the collection. So collection is the array which you have to mention here. Based on the elements present inside it, the loop will be repeated that many times. Every time when the loop is repeating, one element from the collection is taken and it is going to be placed inside the variable which you are placing here. And this data type of the variable should be matched with the elements which are coming from the collection, because if you have 5 elements inside a collection, the first element will be coming out and will be placed inside a variable. So the data type should be matched. And every time when the loop is repeating, the statements will be executed. And the loop will be repeated based on the elements present inside the collection, based on its count. Here is an example where we have a single dimensional array which is having 3 elements and we are using for each loop here to print the elements present inside that single dimensional array. Here you can see in the for each loop there is no if conditions, nothing conditions are written like what we have seen in for loop. So the first line, int square brace space I equal to new int of 3 elements is given for the array of name I, which is of type int, and the values are 7, 8 and 9. For each of int space a in I, in is a keyword, I is the array, I contains 3 values 7, 8, 9. Every time when the loop is repeated, 7 is placed into a and it will be printed because console.writeLine of a is the statement. Second time it will be bringing up 8 from the collection and placing into a, so 8 will be printed. Next time 9 will be printed. After that loop will not be repeated because it is repeated based on the elements present inside the collection. So array contains 3 elements, so it will be repeated 3 times automatically. After that it will come out of the loop. I'm going to show you the same program in my Visual Studio now. So I'm going to clear the existing code. So this is my console application with some main method. I'm going to write some C# code here. First I'm going to create an array which is of name I, which is of type int, and it's going to have 3 values. They are 7, 8 and 9. So 3 values are present inside my array of name I, which is of data type int. Now to print them, I can use for loop or for each loop. Or you can use one of the loop. For each is simpler, which is specially designed for this type of collections. Int a in I. You can see I is an array name. A is a variable which is of type int. So every time one value from I will be taken and will be placed inside a. So to print the elements inside that, I'm going to use console.writeLine of a. This statement can be used. So a contains 7 when the loop is repeated for the first time, second time it is 8, third time it is 9. I can print all the elements using this statement. And finally I'm going to write console.readKey because it will stop the output screen from closing immediately. It will wait till I press a key. Now I'm going to execute my program. You can see 7, 8, 9, the values inside the array are printed. So here I'm going to show you how to use a breakpoint here. Breakpoint can be added in the gray line. When you are executing, the output execution will be stopped there. You can see the output is blank because till now the array is not created and it is stopped here. Function F11 is the shortcut for execution of debugging, step-by-step debugging. So first line is executed. You can see in I there are 3 elements. You can place the cursor on I. You can see 3 elements are there. 0th location 7, first location 8 and the second location is 9. Next the for loop is located. For each loop is executed. First time one value is taken from I to a. I is an array which contains 3, 7, 8, 9. First time it is 7. I can also pin the values here. You can see we can pin the values so that we can see the values inside a. Now 7 is printed. The second time it is taking some value from I to A. You can see it is red because it's changing. Now it is changed to 8 because inside the array the second element is 8, so this element is printed there. Now I'm using console.writeLine of A, so 8 is printed. Next time it is changing the value again, it is bringing up the new value, and this time 9 is printed. You can see all the values are printed on the output screen. You can see in the output screen now, you can see 7, 8, 9 are printed. This is how for each loop can be executed to print multiple elements inside a collection, and it is executed based on the elements present inside an array. Thank you.